I think we're ready.
I think we're ready.
Yeah, I would agree.
Welcome back to the COG Weekly podcast, season 3, episode 30.
I'm having some great Dasani water at the
Dasani,
moment.
yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to like always have like a different drink? It was sometimes like Gatorade.
You
or
always have the
Powerade,
huge,
the large drink.
the huge like
And-
Voss,
Yeah, the Voss or
Yeah.
what is it? It's not the smart water. It's the essential water.
the
Oh
alkaline.
gosh, they're so okay. But I remember like there was an episode like a season and a half ago where we like rated Powerade. So maybe not going back to that.
Did we?
We did.
I think we did, yeah.
This is the orange Powerade here. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Before we get into the podcast, just a quick note. We're not live right now, as you can tell. This is premiering, which is a little bit different. I think it's premiering at 8 p.m. on May 9th.
Yes,
We're recording it same day.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yes, on YouTube. And it will be premiering technically at the same exact time on Spotify and Apple and everywhere else. So that's kind of nice that everyone can watch it at the same time from the same place. And we are transitioning to doing that we might go back to live podcasts for a couple weeks, but in the future,
If the time doesn't work out,
Yeah.
scheduling.
especially in the future, as we go into the summer, like deeper into the summer, we might switch to premiering most of our episodes because we're going to have special guests. One that we're going to touch on right now, just give a little hint, we're interviewing a professional player from the Las Vegas Lights tomorrow, so that's going to be super fun. We've got a lot of really cool questions to
Very
ask
cool.
him. Expect it to be really laid back and casual so that it's just something fun for you guys to listen to sort of get insight on a pro's life and how I mean, our mission with these interviews is sort of to connect you to players in a way that other people don't, to show you that they're real people and they're funny and they can just have a good conversation.
Yeah.
So just expect it to be like that.
And recording tomorrow, but not released tomorrow,
Yeah.
I don't think. So just in the future, in the next couple weeks for sure. You can keep an eye out for that. But
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
We do have one thing to show you guys, which is beautiful. We have added it in the last 5 minutes. We were just thinking, why not? We need it.
Yeah.
And it's
Everyone's been asking for it.
so many
all the
DMs
comments,
and tweets and
yeah.
whatnot. It's like, we need this, we need this. So we're finally tending to it. I know the producer in the back can't hold back his
Yeah.
laughter and his smile right
His
now.
excitement,
But
just pure joy.
It is a producer cam, and you guys will now be able to see producer Sutton when he answers questions that we throw at him. I know last episode we did predictions, and Sutty predicted for me, and so it would be good if you guys could see him while he does that.
Yeah.
So without further ado, just give him a show of your face. Say hi to the
Doesn't have to be
people.
long. There-
Can they see? Can they see you?
What? Yeah, I transitioned.
Sweet. They can see Sutty. Say wave to the camera.
There it
Say hello
is.
to everyone. Nice. That's producer Sutton. You can
That's
switch
all.
it back
Yeah, that's
now.
all you needed. That's all. You needed.
But yeah, it's great that we have that for you guys to see him whenever he's included in the podcast.
He's even more handsomer than you thought. I'm sure.
He's definitely more handsome than you
Yeah.
thought. He's one of the most handsome in the room.
Yeah.
I mean,
Top 3 for sure.
There's 3 very handsome men.
Top
in
3
this
for
room,
sure,
But
I
he's
think.
definitely
Yeah.
top 3. And I mean, compared to the rest of the world, we're looking top, very high percent.
High percentage.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, without further ado, shall we get into the podcast?
I think we should.
Perfect. So we're going to start, as always, with the Hassani of the Week. If we can get that screen rolling with the 3 choices. Perfect stuff. The 3 this week are Rodrigo Cucurella and Lautaro Martinez. 3 very good players. 2 or 3 that you might not see in the Hassani
I think
candidates.
one for sure.
One for sure, but the pure passion that he expressed after scoring a goal
Yeah.
deserves him. But let's start with Rodrigo, yeah?
Yeah.
So Rodrigo, if you guys didn't watch the Champions League semifinal between Man City and Real Madrid, had an absolute field day, scoring 2 90th minute goals, sending Real Madrid into extra time, and just what a performance.
Incredible. I mean, we'll talk about the game after we finish up the Hassani choices, but incredible game. And then also he came off the bench, I believe, correct?
Let me check real quick
so, you know,
make sure.
Obviously City did score first, and that put them up 5-3 on aggregate, and then just for Real Madrid to come back once again
He came off the bench, yes.
from a bench player who has scored a brace. I'm sure you'll remember last week he was on the Hassani of the Week for a brace to win them the league, but he's on it again for a brace for even higher stakes almost.
Yep.
But incredible performance. The 2 goals were class as well.
Yes, 100%. Very good goals, very high stakes, like you said. Very good
We were
performance.
we were in the studio.
We were
watching it.
in
Yeah.
the studio. So right now, like we said last episode, we're kind of working full time on
Mhm.
Class on Grass at the moment, and meeting with a lot of people, a lot of experts in the field to try and sort of figure out what the best path for our company and our podcast and all of that stuff is. So
Mhm.
we've been in the studio a lot. And we happened to be in the studio while that game was happening. So producer Sutton, me, and Mac were all in here. We were watching the game. We were going absolutely
Crazy.
bonkers
Yeah.
when that
It was
that
the
game
limbs.
goal. It was absolutely
It was limbs.
It was fantastic. But yeah, it was a great day for Real fans in that moment and later on in the game. But like you said, we'll touch on that later. The next player that we have to highlight for Hassani of the week
Have to.
is Mark Cucurella.
Mm.
Cucurella, however you want to say it. I think there's a song that my dad keeps singing, Cucurella. I don't know if that's actually a real song.
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Maybe he made that up.
Yeah, I
Is
honestly,
it a chant that for his name?
Well, I would be surprised if my dad knew like a chant. Now, I don't see anything when I look it up. I think my dad just made that up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's great to see.
He's a diehard.
He is a diehard
Seagull.
Brighton fan. But it was a really good performance.
It was. I couldn't watch, but I did see the scoreline 4-0 Seagulls over Manchester United, which it has never happened, and I don't think it will happen.
Well, we've beaten
for a
them
long
before,
time.
Glenn
Yeah.
Murray with a hat trick a couple years
Yeah,
ago,
but
never 4-0.
win by 4-0, shut out one of the top teams with history-wise, obviously not doing well this season, but I mean, it's more. Would you say it's more embarrassment for Man United or more joy for Brighton? Because Brighton's not really playing for much right now.
No, yeah, I think we're in 9th at the moment. Let me bring up the table just to make sure. But I think we're in 9th, so it's not a huge deal if we lose a couple games or win a couple games
Yeah.
towards the end of the season. We're on 47 points, and I mean that's what 15 or so above the drop. So I don't see really anything happening there. I don't even think it's possible. So we're sort of just coasting. We're also relatively far away from. I mean, we're not super far away. We're 8 points.
8 points.
From Europe.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's
Conference
either gonna
League.
happen.
No, I think it'd be tough to knock off West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like they would have to lose every game, and we'd have to win every game.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like really anything is going to happen other than just maybe a shift in placement for the final day. But yeah, not a huge deal for us. Much bigger deal for Man United, who are looking to retain Europa League, and we're looking to get Champions League, but now it's not possible. After that game, Ronaldo was gutted, or not quite gutted, but it was laughable for him. He was on the post laughing a couple times throughout the game.
Yeah.
But it was a very good performance from Brighton Hove Albion. My team, if you didn't know, I have a Brighton scarf right here. Hopefully they can see. I don't know if they can. Seti, can they see my Brighton scarf?
No.
Well,
yes,
kind of.
they can.
Yeah, nice. Okay. It was a close one, but they could. But yeah, I am a Brighton fan, and so that was a great game for me to watch, and some really good performances. A first goal from Moises Caicedo, who's really come into his own over the past couple weeks. A first goal for Marc Cucurella, who had a fantastic performance on top of the goal, and then a Pascal Gross goal. And the last goal was it? I don't even remember.
I can
So many.
see the goal. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
It was
It was Leandro.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I did watch the highlights off of Mark Goldbridge.
Yeah.
Huge fan of his, and he after the first goal with Caicedo, he explained that Man U actually were close to buying him at one point, and I had no idea about that, but apparently he was that high profile of
you
a
can see
talent.
why.
Yeah, and he was like, we could have bought him, and then he just goes and scores for Brighton against us.
Not 4 goals. Fortunately for
No,
Man
yeah.
United, that'd be incredible.
That'd be insane. But you got to feel for Mark. He's
You do. It was
he's a great fan
it
and
was-
loyal, but
Yeah.
it's one of the toughest. And they did say it was the lowest points Man United will finish a season in a long time.
In like 60 or so
Yeah,
years, which is craziness.
Even if they win out all their other games, it's still going to be the lowest amount of points.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what they're still in 6th right now,
Yeah, they're in 6th,
which is kind of
58
crazy.
points.
It
but
just shows their history that
yeah,
they've just been at the top for so long that
they really have.
a 6th place finish is bad.
And it's not
the
only a
worst.
6th place finish, but it's that, that's relatively low points
Yeah.
for 6th place. So, yeah, I mean, it's not good from the club. I don't really know what Ten Hag is feeling right now after watching that game. He might be a little bit nervous considering he's walking into a club that just lost 4-0 to Brighton. But then again, you have to give it to Brighton. We are a fantastic side right now.
Fantastic. Well, at home as well, which we did touch on in the
that's
COG
kinda
Derby.
strange.
But, I mean, at home where you don't score or win a lot
Yeah,
of
we never
games
win at home.
and you win 4-0, one of your biggest victories like ever.
Yeah.
Like, incredible from you guys and inspiring for all of football. But the last Hassani candidate is Martinez from Inter Milan, who were down against Empoli 2-0 at one point, and he scored 2 goals in their 4-2 comeback win to then stay in the title fight. I believe they're 2 points off of AC Milan, who are in first, with what is it, 2 more games? 3 more games?
Right now they're at 36, and there's 20 in the league. So
So, yeah,
38 games.
2 more
So
games
left.
remaining, 2 points away. So it's still in their hands, but a crucial win, crucial goals for him.
Yeah, no, he's a great player. He's one of Inter's finest and one of Argentina's finest. And I mean, it was
Argentina?
yeah. Oh, he's got that. And behind you, you do have matching set here.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's really nice. I don't. I have the Nike Pursuit of the Dream shirt on.
It's like Italy a bit.
I mean, it kind of is. It matches.
You got the red, white.
I mean, and USA Pursuit of the Dream,
Mm.
right? I mean, they're pursuing a dream.
Yes.
Yeah, it matches.
What do you think about that, Seti?
Yeah, Sadie, what do you think about that? Let's switch it to the Sutton camera.
I
first.
probably fit better, right?
Yeah, you got it. Now speak. Once you get there, then I want to test if this works.
I don't know if they can hear me.
I think they can. I'll just move mine around.
That one does not have the Adidas logo.
Mine does not. Yeah, so
yeah, I see that.
the throwback Maradona one and Messi one does not, but I mean, it just shows time,
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
the movement of time and everything like that. But good observation.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
It was nice. Well, actually, yeah, I noticed the option. You didn't notice the Lautaro. So it's like a triple whammy.
Yeah. That worked really well.
Argentina jersey
Yeah.
to the back. But yeah, Inter are doing pretty well right now. 2 games left, 2 points between them. That's arguably a closer title race than we have in the Premier League. Which is,
Underrated title race.
it is, and it's between 2 of the biggest rivals ever. So
Who are you? Who do you like more? Do you like
AC
AC Milan?
Milan.
Really?
well,
I like Inter's jerseys more.
I mean, just look behind me.
Yeah.
It's
You have to. You have to.
I support them.
He's watching over.
He's watching over.
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead, so
No, he's not. But
his spirit is still
it's in every jersey. He wore the jersey, right?
yeah,
So
and signed.
there you go. Yeah.
That's why we don't give away the address of this facility.
Or give away the jerseys, like we said. In the
Oh my
past.
gosh, I
Yeah.
remember when we said that.
Yeah.
So many crazy things have been said on this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that concludes the 3 candidates for Hassani of the week.
We can
We have
check
to
out.
decide our first one, and then we'll move over to the ratings
Yeah.
screen. But first, who are we saying? I think it's quite obvious who I might want, but who are we saying?
Well, for me, it's Rodrigo. He's had a second bite at the cherry, as a lot of these commentators say, the British ones.
Second bite of the cherry.
Yeah, he had it last week, fell short to Richarlison, but this week he's come back again with 2 goals in
Easy meat.
the 90th plus minutes of a Champions League semifinal. You have to give it to him, and
2 of the best. He's made them.
made them pay.
And that completes a wonderful brace.
Yep.
That, I think, concludes
yeah.
who needs to get the Hassani of the week for this week. The HOTW
Yep.
of Season 3, Episode 39. Congratulations.
30. 39.
30. Not 39. Rodrigo goes.
Yep.
Congratulations
There
on
you go.
getting the Hassani of the week for Season 3, Episode 30.
30.
9.
30. No, not 9.
30, not 9.
9. Yeah.
Oh, 9. No,
9.
I was doing German.
Yeah.
39.
39.
9. Nice. Now let's switch over to the rating screen because we need to give him a rating for this performance. I'm going to get the rating screen up on my computer real quick because we obviously don't have the live stream
I forgot.
fully reflected. Where would it be?
Recent.
It would be in recent in the drive. There it is. So as you guys can see, the top 3 of the ratings are Benzema, and Gabriel Jesus. And the bottom 3 are Richarlison, Ronaldo, and Sterling. Recent addition Richarlison.
Yes.
As of last episode. But where do you think he falls? Obviously, there are players in between, but these are the top and the bottom. So where do you think he falls with this performance?
Well, it's one thing to score 2 goals in a full game, and then to also sub on and score in the 90th plus minute. That's very rare to do and very hard to do. And I think I'm looking at around maybe an 8.4, which is something
That's respectable.
That's something we gave Eriksson for his, I believe, four goals in a week when he had the Denmark international break and with Brentford as well. Those are obviously 2 completely different things, but I think not quite in the top 3 where you see Jesus, Benzema with those incredible performances, which was 3 or more goals. But I think 8.4.
I would agree.
yeah.
I think he's similar to that Kelleher or Eriksson mark. Kelleher won it because he won the Carabao Cup in a penalty shootout, and he played well. But it's really good performance for Rodrigo. It sent them through. It allowed them to go into extra time, and I mean it's and the largest stage barring the World Cup final or Champions League final. So I would argue it's very, very good performance. And I would say that the only reason he's not up there with Benzema is he was a sub. He didn't play the whole game. He didn't score a hat trick.
Yeah.
And he didn't score the deciding goal of the tie. So with that being said, I'll go with 8.35.
Okay.
Which puts him at then an 8.375.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
We're getting deep into the numbers now.
What did you put him at? 8.4?
Yeah.
And I put him at 8.35, 8.375.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, there it is. So 8.375. We're going to the thousandth place.
Well, when it comes down to the final Hassani of the year,
it'll really depend
it's
on
gonna
this.
really come down to the
The
thousands,
thousandth
10,000s place, 100,000s place. So, but congratulations,
Rodrigo goes.
Rodrigo.
In season 3, episode 39. Just 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on from the Hassani of the week, the trademark COG Weekly thing that we do. I don't really know if you would call it segment.
Section.
Trademark
Yeah.
COG Weekly segment. Moving on from that, we're going to go over last week's predictions and some of the games that happened over this past week, starting with Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest.
I mean, it was a Sutton prediction.
It was.
With all of these for Leo, which you'll see later. I think it wasn't worse than Leo probably would have done, but it's not better, I don't think. In the amount that he predicted that he got wrong.
It's better than I've been doing.
Yeah. So it didn't hurt him.
No.
I wouldn't say it helped him.
But you also can't say anything.
No, I can't either.
We'll talk about the records later.
Yeah. But yeah, first game was a championship matchup. It was, if Bournemouth won, they were promoted. If Nottingham Forest won, they would go in ahead of Bournemouth going into the final game of the regular season. And Bournemouth came out on top with a 1-0 win. It was a pretty late goal off of a set piece, and that earned them automatic promotion in second place. So now first and second are secured, and then the playoffs start later this week. How do you feel about Bournemouth going up here? Would you put them in the same category as like a Norwich or a Fulham, where they have gone up in the past but then get relegated right away? Because when they did get relegated, that was the first time in a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, they'd been in the Prem for quite a while. Obviously, they had that historic rise from League One.
Yeah.
And then Championship and then Premier League. So it was sad to see them go because they had that huge impact in English football, getting all the way to the Prem, and then stayed there for quite a while. But every team has their time come, especially when you only get 7,000 fans in your stadium. They have a really small
Smallest in the
stadium,
Prem, yeah.
which hurts their revenue from ticket sales, and I think makes it so that generally they have a smaller following.
Yep.
They're in a smaller town, so yeah, it was like expected and understandable that they went down, but also great that they were able to gain automatic promotion, getting that second place spot. I really like some players in their squad. They have Todd Cantwell, of course, who is
Of
a
course,
previous
of course.
Swag XI Swag 11
Yeah.
contender. We all know about that.
About
He might not make it in again,
Yeah.
considering his lack of performances in Europe's top 5 leagues.
Yeah.
But he is still a player that we really respect. I also really like Dominic Solanke, who will now. It's not guaranteed that any of these people will be in the Premier League next year, but I would assume that most of the guys I'm saying will be.
Yeah.
Also Ryan Christie, who came from Celtic, who is a really solid midfielder. I actually really like watching him play. So yeah, I think that.
yeah.
I think that it's a good squad coming up into the Prem.
I think it's definitely championship quality. Just looking at these players, like you said, some of them have had some time in the Premier League. Philip Billion, I'm also a huge fan of, who was with Huddersfield when they were in the Prem. And a couple have left over with Lerma and other players, but also they picked up Gary Cahill, who is with them, who's going to be great for experience. I'm sure they'll keep him on the squad, even if he doesn't play. Lloyd Kelly played for Bristol, I believe, for a little bit coming over. He was a great fullback. Jamal Lowe, also from Swansea, last year, he came over, a good goal scorer. So it's a solid championship team.
I would agree. And they've got some experience.
Yeah, with experience mixed in. I mean, Solanke scored the
30.
second amount of goals in the championship this season
It
behind.
might even be higher than 30 now.
30 something. But I think that's more of like a Ivan Toney situation for me. Can he produce in the Premier League?
He had exactly 30 goals in all
30.
competitions, 29 in the championship, and then 7 assists in 48 games. So 37 in 48 for contributions. It's really good, but you see Timu Puki doing that when he's in the championship. You see Mitrovic doing that when he's in the championship. Neil Maupay did that when he was in the championship.
Tony,
it's so different being a championship striker that puts those numbers up,
Yeah.
and then being a Premier League striker that puts relatively good numbers up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard. Dom Solanke is a good player, but I mean, the whole Bournemouth team is going to, I think, struggle in the Premier League if they don't get new additions. That being
I
said,
think they definitely,
they're not going to be horrible because they do have some experience and they have some decent players, but I don't see them being able to hold their own in the Prem and stay up if they don't make like serious changes this summer.
They need a couple signings, probably more than Fulham do.
Yeah.
To their starting 11, but congratulations to them, and we can't wait for the playoff promotion, which is Huddersfield, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, and Luton Town. And who do you want out of those for making that third promotion spot?
Well, the way you said that, Huddersfield, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield, and then Luton Town, that's how it is in the table.
Yeah.
So that's 3rd through 6th. And I always like myself a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of an underdog story.
Yeah.
And Luton have not been in the Premier League since, I don't actually know the exact number, but for a long time.
Have they ever?
Let me see. Luton Town, Premier League, last time. You think that'll bring it up?
That'll bring it up.
I don't think they have ever.
I don't think they have ever.
I'm not gonna say this 100%. Yeah, I don't think that they have ever before.
That would be a great story.
That would, and if they have, it was quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, definitely, I would like to see Luton go up, and anything's possible in these promotion playoffs because you win 2 games and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a semifinal and a final. So, I don't think that you can rely on like seeding as much in sort of like this format, but obviously Huddersfield and Nottingham Forest are going to have better chances.
Yeah, I would say out of these 4, I would personally go for Nottingham Forest. I think they have the best chance of staying up out of them. I think Luton would struggle. And
100% they would struggle.
Yeah, I have doubts with the other 2, but Nottingham Forest, from what I've seen, they had very good games against Fulham when they played them and against other teams in the top. And also in their FA Cup run, they beat Leicester, Arsenal at home in their run there. And they showed against Premier League teams they can play very well against them. Jed Spence, who is one of their fullbacks, has really done well, and I hope he makes some appearances in the Prem as well. But I'd go for Nottingham Forest, and
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a fan.
respectable.
Yeah,
They were ahead of Huddersfield before the game.
yeah, their
which
last
happened
game of the
between
season.
Bournemouth. So, yeah, it's super respectable, and I definitely could see that happening. You know me, though. I just like the underdogs. That's probably why my
It'd be a
prediction record speaks for itself.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Moving from the EFL Championship, the second division of English football, to the highest level of club football that you can go to, it's quite a big jump.
Yeah.
Which we've already covered a little bit, but we want to go into more depth about it. It's the Champions League. It's the semifinal. It's Real Madrid versus Man City, which, as we talked about, Rodrigo had a fantastic performance in, but we can't forget that Real Madrid went into this game down 4-3 on aggregate. They were playing at their home stadium, and they went down 1-0 in the first half. No, in the beginning of the second half.
Beginning of the second half.
And so then they were down 5-3. So it really came down to the wire. It finished regular time 5-5 because Rodrigo scored the 2 goals in extra time to send it to extra time. Is that really how you would say it? Because it was 2 goals in added time.
In added time to send it to extra time. Yeah.
And then Diaz caused a pen, which Benzema slotted in extra time, and Real won 3-2 in that game. No, 3-1 in that game.
3-1 in the game.
3-1 in the game, and then won 6-5 on aggregate. How often do you see a 6-5 aggregate in the Champions League?
Well, when City went up 1-0, Mahrez' goal was very good.
Yes.
First time finish, and I thought even going into the game, I was like, okay, no way there's going to be no more than like 2 goals in this match. I mean, I think it's going to be either Real Madrid score 2 to win the tie, or City will score 1 to kind of seal it, which we thought they did. I was not expecting a response from Real Madrid, as I wasn't expecting it against PSG or Chelsea, but they do it again. I feel like the biggest, it could have changed so drastically when Grealish had those 2 chances. I don't know if you remember when the one dribbled past the goalie, like sent it across the goal line, and then Mendy cleared it like with a sliding challenge right before it was put in.
Yep.
And then he had another one right after that where Courtois got a foot on it, and it went just wide in a similar position. If one of those goes in, like, obviously Real Madrid have done crazier things, but I don't think they're going to come back in that game and score 3 goals instead of 2 before extra time. And talking about Grealish, I don't know if it was a big signing, but I think we've seen this season that he doesn't really fit, the Pep style. Yeah. He's been, coached to just dribble and create chances on his own, but now he has to pass it off and play this very intricate style, which how do you think it's worked for him in his first season with City?
I don't think he's played bad. I mean, you watch a game, I wouldn't say you need to get this guy off the field or he doesn't belong on the field, or really any of those sort of comments. But if you had told me that he was signed for 100+ million euros, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no chance. So I think it's hard because he does, in my opinion, belong in a team that good. He can perform in a team that good. Is he able to express himself? Maybe, maybe not. But if he's having fun and he's doing what he wants to do, that's like totally fine. You're able to do that. Like, props to him. But I don't think he's worth 100 million to that team in any way. But someone who might be worth 100 million to Man City, and who will definitely have a price tag of that much wherever he goes in the future, is Erling Haaland, who has now agreed a deal with Man City.
Huge.
I mean, absolutely insane.
I mean, the rich get richer at this point.
They just do.
Like, to sign Haaland, obviously on an agreed deal, nothing put pen to paper yet, but I mean, that's gonna just change their attack completely because the whole thing this season was playing without a striker pretty much
Yep.
before Jesus started scoring a little bit towards
Phil
the
was playing
end.
like false nine.
Yeah, they had De Bruyne up there, they had Phil, they had Sterling at some points. I mean, to have now like an actual striker who can hold it up, can run the channels and score on his own and like in the air. I mean,
Remember Pep's team in 2018, 2019, when Aguero was like still fit and
yeah,
able to play,
yeah,
and they would score literally like 6 goals a game.
yeah,
Every single game they would score like 6 goals because you would have Aguero running in behind, so you'd score like 2 or 3 like that,
yep,
and then you'd have De Bruyne or Sterling or someone else scoring like wonder goals from outside the box. You see Phil chip in here and there, Mahrez chip in here and there. Although they not all of them were at the team at that time.
yeah, yeah.
But players like that. So I mean that is, in my opinion, what we're gonna see out of City again with a player like Holland.
It's scary. I mean, the attack now, you would think, I don't know what your opinion is, but a front three would probably be Foden, Holland, and who would be your other winger? Would it be Mahrez or Sterling?
Well, it's so form based, right? Because
Yeah.
Pep switches his team pretty much every week. Based
All of
on
them
who's
can
been
do the
performing
job.
well.
It's
I mean,
just-
you have
yeah.
Sterling, Mahrez, Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep the list going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can play in those positions that can score and can do the business. So in my opinion, it's really just whoever is performing at the given time.
Yeah.
But moving on, we also have to talk about, a few notches down in European football. Not quite the Champions
Yeah.
League, not quite the Europa League,
No.
but the Europa Conference League, which took place. That was one of the predicted games that we had, which was Roma versus Leicester, which ended up with a Roma win where they won 1-0, and they went through to the final, winning the aggregate score 2-1.
Tammy Abraham, incredible season. He's
Jose Mourinho, incredible season.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
yeah, he's highest English scorer in top 5 leagues
really?
this season. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
And yep, Jose does it again. He can be the first manager to win all 3.
That's so stupid though. That's like
Which
the
is like,
stupidest.
yeah.
That's terrible.
I
Because
mean, yeah,
he's one of the only managers probably in the Conference League that has that
That-
resume.
yeah.
And like
It's
none
only
of the
been
other,
around for this year.
Yeah, this is
so.
the first year, and the other managers who could win that are all in higher level competition.
Exactly.
Like that's just stupid.
I mean, he wins trophies. He gets to the finals. The Europa League, obviously, and Champions League is more impressive. But with this Roma side, I mean, you're winning a European trophy either way.
Don't you
Like,
gain access to the Europa League winning the
Yeah.
conference? That's kind of just sad.
Yeah, I mean, where are Roma in the Serie A now?
They're 11th.
They are?
Yeah,
Okay.
uh,
So they need this.
they do. Yeah,
To get-
this
to-
will help them.
Oh, they're 7th.
7th now. How close is 7th and 11th?
Oh, they're tied on points.
How close is 7th and 11th?
12 points.
Yeah, never mind. I don't know where I got 11 from.
7-11. Same,
It's similar.
same thing.
It's similar. It's a gas station,
So,
convenience store.
yeah.
But still,
Atalanta-
they do need the.
Yeah, Atalanta are ahead of them, but
They're
and,
not gonna. I mean, if
and they're losing 2-0 to Fiorentina, who are right below them.
oh yeah, at the moment, like
So,
during while we're recording.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate. Yeah, they're gonna need that Europa League.
it's definitely the safest option. But yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for Roma versus Feyenoord in that game, and
Yeah.
for Jose,
Feyenoord are currently third in the Eredivisie, and I would think that that's similar to being 7th or 8th in the
Yeah.
Serie A, considering the depth of the Eredivisie. So it should be a good game.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would agree with you. I'm rooting for Roma. I'm rooting for Tammy Abraham and that whole side. Brian Reynolds. Former FC Dallas player. You might hear a little bit about him in our interview with Emmanuel Amaguer. I did just spill it, didn't I?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
oh no,
I suppose if you've listened to this far,
we'll bleep it out before we premiere it.
if you've listened to this far, then
Yeah,
you might deserve it.
yeah,
But yeah, that concludes the section where we talk about this past week. Now we're going to go into the beloved predictions for this next week.
Not
This
quite beloved
next
for
week.
you.
No, it's not. And we had Suddy do my predictions for last week, and if it's on the screen, yes, Suddy, I just can't see it.
It is.
Perfect. So you can see that Suddy and I didn't have the best week overall, but considering we tied you, it was okay.
Yeah, I'm the benchmark, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you're working towards. But even I, you know, I always get everything right.
Yeah.
Even I had a bit of a slip
You
up.
did have a stinker.
Um,
It's so evident that you get everything right with a losing record, you know.
yeah. I am actually you know, wondering what your plan is for this week. Are you going to go back to the Sutton predictions, as he, you know, did all right for his first try?
I might.
You might.
Suddy, how do you feel about?
I'm willing to give it another try
You willing to give it another try? Okay.
if you're all right with that.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
To be fair though, like I was this close to getting 2.
You were this
Oh,
close to
it's
getting
on a knife's edge every time.
And it's on a knife
Yeah.
edge. Okay, well, then Mac, do you want to start, or do you want Suddy to start with?
I can explain the first one.
Yeah.
North London derby, which is Spurs versus Arsenal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Arsenal are in 4th, Spurs are in 5th, 4 points behind or between them. It's one of the most intense and high stakes North London derbies in a while, I think. And really, whoever wins this, if Tottenham win it, it's going to be a very close end of the season. If Arsenal win it, they pretty much
Separate themselves.
give that breathing room for that top 4 spot. So, Suddy, would you like to give your pick first or me?
Let's get the Sutton camera up there. Let's roll
You
it
want me to switch
in.
to that?
Oh yeah, we need
Yeah.
we need the people to see your face.
They won't be able to see the prediction.
That's fine. They just need to see your beautiful face.
But only when I'm giving.
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
talking, and then we switch it back. We just
Yeah.
need to roll it in.
I'll let you go first for this one.
Okay.
Okay, Mac will go first.
Obviously, Antonio, Heung-min, Harry, they're doing very well. I mean, they tied Liverpool at Anfield. Great result. Really shook up the title race for the Premier League. We didn't really talk about that, but it's now City by 3 points, I believe.
Yeah. We can't get to everything. So much happens in football.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we cover our beloved segments as well.
Yes. But I think coming off of that, Arsenal, you know, they've been up and down a bit. They beat Leeds this weekend, not very convincingly, but at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's going to be a win for the Hotspurs, and it's going to make it a 1-point race here.
That's what you're thinking?
Yep.
So a win for Tottenham.
Yep.
Okay, Suddy, switch to your camera. Let's roll it in. The people can see your face.
It's on.
The people can see producer Sutton. I'll turn my mic like this so they can still hear me, but they can also hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Max said, Tottenham versus Arsenal, the North London derby. What are we thinking? It's at Tottenham, by the way.
I am thinking, just in my mind here, I'm agreeing with Mac on this one.
Yeah.
I think Tottenham's gonna win.
Nice.
And it's going to bring the title race closer.
Who's the manager there again?
Antonio Conte.
In Italian.
And he's in Italian.
I think Tottenham.
Yeah.
The Italians will prevail.
That's what made your choice. That he's Italian. Yeah, okay.
Lovely.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
No
so
other part.
Yeah, okay.
no other reasons.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so moving on to the next game. By the way, great prediction study. I'm sure that people love getting you involved a little bit.
Is that what you would have said?
That is what I would have said.
Yeah, okay.
I think Tottenham are on the come up at the moment.
Yeah.
And they, yeah, I mean, I think Conte's done pretty well with them. I would say the same.
Yeah.
The next game is Luton Town Football Club versus Huddersfield, which is a championship playoff semifinal. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, for my aunt in Atlanta, for Suddy, for all these different people that listen to the podcast and don't necessarily understand what's going on when we say championship playoff semifinal, it basically means the second division playoffs to see who gets promoted. So the championship, like we've talked about quite a bit, is the second division in England, and to decide who gets promoted, they take 4 teams from the division that finish between the 3rd place and 6th place, and they all play to see who gets promoted. The 1st place and 2nd place get automatically promoted, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th battle it out to see who gets that last spot for promotion. So this is the first game in the playoffs for that. again, Luton Town versus Huddersfield. Huddersfield has been in the Premier League before, and they are known by a lot of England. Luton, not so much. Much more a lower league football club, but it would be beautiful to see them advance and possibly get into the Premier League. So let's have Suddy start with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it to the Suddy camera. Let's roll it in there. Suddy, who do you think is going to win this game?
I mean, we all love an underdog story, I think.
We do.
And, I think I'm going to go with
Luton Town.
Luton Town.
Nice. Okay. So
win.
it's the underdog story with the win. Luton Town with the win. Okay, so you think they're advancing to the playoff final of the second division?
Yeah, and have they been good this season?
They have. They've been way better than they have in past seasons. They're not super. They just barely made the cut for the playoffs, but they are on a roll.
Okay, well that's my guess there.
Sweet.
For me, I know they have lost a couple of their starters to injuries, at least in the past couple weeks.
Luton?
Yeah. And Huddersfield coming in as the favorite.
Suddy's freaking out.
Yeah,
now.
he's quaking in his boots here. I left that information myself, but
He's so sneaky.
yeah. First leg, I'm going between a draw and a Huddersfield win. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go with a Huddersfield 1-0 win.
And then
Luton maybe, giving a good fight in the second leg at Huddersfield.
But we're only going first leg right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying.
I'm saying a 1-0 to Huddersfield.
Nice. Okay. So that concludes the lower level football that we're predicting.
Yep.
Now we have Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is the FA Cup final, the final of the tournament for domestic football in England. The two teams who have made it all the way and are battling it out for a trophy this season.
And so it would be like if, for the NBA, it'd be like if every team, just while they're playing regular season,
every team in the
played
G
a
League
different,
too.
yeah, just played a different tournament,
Single elimination
for a different
knockout.
trophy that wasn't part of their regular season games.
So it's like a second NBA Finals kind of.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not as important.
You're
and
not the
it
best in the
includes-
league. You're just
it
in
would,
the best.
It would be like if the NBA and the G League both got together and played this tournament together.
And people from the G League were playing as well.
Yeah, so G League teams could be involved. Now, usually the NBA teams would make it to the final, but it includes everyone. So, all right, so let's roll in the study cam one more time to finalize his predictions on my behalf for this week. Suddy's trying to salvage my record before we finish the season out.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
It's gonna be a tough.
It's a
very
tough one to salvage.
Yeah, tough task.
Isn't Liverpool playing in
The Champions League final as well.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of finals coming up.
They do. It's tough. I kind of want to say a draw.
You can't. It's a final, so one person has to win.
They could go to penalty. So you're gonna say it's
Draw to penalties.
Go to
Draw to penalties.
Is that an option?
They could draw and then go to penalties, and
But
then
who's
one
gonna win
could
in
win.
penalties?
No, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. All right, the man has spoken. It's unlikely that they win the quad, considering what's going on in the Premier League right now. But they could win the Champions League. They could win the FA Cup, and they already have won the Carabao Cup. That would be some form of a treble. Now, it'd be fantastic for Liverpool fans. What are you thinking?
I'm going with a Liverpool win as well.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be as close as a penalties as it was for the Carabao
Although
Cup.
that doesn't matter for these
No,
predictions.
as it was for a Carabao Cup. I think.
And this is a rematch of the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are just unstoppable at the moment, especially in cup competitions. Against Chelsea, they've shown this season. I think they'll really come out there with a purpose, and Chelsea are just all over the place. They're a bit of a mess right now, as far as, goal scoring, giving up points. They're in the middle right now, and I think they just need the season to be over with. So that's a Liverpool win for me.
I completely respect that. I would have picked that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Suddy are on the same page there. Thank you so much, Suddy, for participating in my predictions again. I mean, the man has
It's got to be
taste.
you next week, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
The man has taste. If he goes 3-0, he gets it again.
Yeah, that's the rule, but
We gave it to him again this week to
Yeah.
give another opportunity. If he goes 3-0, he gets to take it again. Otherwise, next week, I'm on my predictions. But to be fair, my predictions are usually 0-3, so it's not really much of a difference.
yeah.
But yeah, that concludes our predictions for this week. Really looking forward to seeing how those matches end up. The only other things that we have to cover, or the only other thing that we have to cover this week, is fantasy, which is coming to a close at the moment.
Yeah.
Only the last
Couple
2
games left.
weeks left for fantasy. And yeah, it's not looking too hot for myself. Actually, no, for you. I can't see which side I am. I'm just gonna check my own fantasy. It's
Yeah.
kind of sad that I haven't checked my own fantasy. Oh no, yeah, I'm not. Oh, I am good. Okay.
No, yeah, you're good.
I'm good. It's not looking too hot for you.
No, but 36 average. There's still, half my team still has another game to play. De Bruyne hasn't even played in this game week for me, which I don't really get because they played Newcastle, so I don't know where those points went. But that must have been glitched or something.
Wait, does it say Newcastle isn't in there? Let me check.
Well, okay, Sterling got 16 in my draft for Newcastle. It says De Bruyne didn't play. How many did you get?
9 for Cancelo for me on Newcastle.
Let me check real quick.
That might have been an old picture.
But I just did it like an hour ago.
You're still on 20.
6.
He got 6.
6 for De Bruyne.
So that was a glitch.
Yeah. Who knows?
The numbers don't quite add up on your screen anyway.
But I'm still at 20, but they just didn't show the 6 for De Bruyne. But Mount, Pukki, Tsimikas, Van Dijk, everyone's still got a game to play for me. That's still not where I want to be, I'd say, especially with you at 60.
Yeah, I had a really nice week.
And you still have a couple players to play too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Leandro Trossard with 17, Jared Bowen with 13.
Yeah.
Cancelo with 9.
Captain Dennis, which is always good.
Yeah, 4 for Dennis.
4 points.
Sanchez with 7. It's really solid all around. My bench consistently with 1s or 2s is really good to see.
Yeah.
You want to be picking the right players to play, and I really am at the moment. So, I'm really happy with that squad that I put out there. I've got another game for Emerson Royale and Coutinho and Dennis and Jimenez this week, and Cancelo. So really just a lot more going on, and could really expand up to close to 100 points for my...
wow, is that what you...
That's my prediction.
Okay.
Yeah. 100 points is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Laid back. And let's not overlook the right side of my side, which is 63 points in my drafts team. Another just fantastic performance. Ben Rama had 16, Trossard with 17, Diaz with 4, Sanchez with 7, Cresswell with 6. I mean, just the points are coming in from all over the place. And not to mention 1, 2, 3 players still able to play. So, I mean, upwards of 80 for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling with 16 for me, and then that's really all she wrote. Still at 40 points, which is, it's better. It's better than my actual fantasy team. Do you see...
This is game week 35.
36, I think.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So I'm winning right now in game week 36.
What about me?
63 to 18 to the bottlers, James. He seems to be bottling this match a little bit. You yourself are winning to Miles, 40 to 29. So it's still respect. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you win by 2 if you win by 100. So.
What about the league?
The league standings, I'm in 7th still, not ideal. You're in 4th still, also not ideal. Really doesn't look like anyone is going to catch up. Eli could... Especially, I'm beating James right now. So is Eli winning at the moment? Eli is not. Sutton is beating Eli.
Wow.
That is huge.
Wow.
Sutton is beating Eli.
What a
20.
story.
Who does Sutton have that got points? Wait a minute. Okay, so Zinchenko got 11.
Must have been De Bruyne.
De Bruyne got 6. Fabianski got 6. Everyone else is in prison.
That's actually very good for him.
That's crazy.
Who else had Zinchenko in their team?
Yeah. Well, no. So Suddy's beating Eli, which is
huge,
resulting in Eli not getting points when I'm also beating
Eli's
James. Eli is 3 points behind James for number 1, and James is losing to me. So if Eli were to win, he would have the goal differential.
Wow, he's
and
bottling his chance to go.
He just bottled his chance by losing to 10th in the league. That's crazy.
You don't...
Am I worst?
You are the 10th in the league.
You don't see drama like this very often.
It's a incredible league.
it's, title race just goes down to the wire.
Yeah, it does. Well, that concludes the entirety of the podcast for this week. Like we said, keep your eyes peeled for interviews and other stuff that's coming up. Producer Sutton has some business that he has to do, so we want to make sure he gets out of here promptly and on time. But yeah, hope you guys have a great week. Hope you were able to watch some of the matches that we predicted, and hope you're able to come back next week and watch on YouTube or Spotify or listen on Apple. And until then, peace.